How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh, and I am definitely not awake. So I'll ask some of you to bear with me. I'm doing a lot of thinking about this, and I am disinclined to totally apologize to Redacted on Bellgab, and I'll tell you why. The internet's a funny thing. You've got a site called Bellgab. Well, if you separate the two words, there's Bell and there's Gab. Gab, you means proclivity to talk. Bell is obviously directed toward Art Bell. And the internet can be a positive force or negative force. Well, in this case, it's a negative force, not only by me, because I lashed out in incredible anger, furious that someone would impugn my integrity, but also that someone else would dare to think that I could sell out for a mess of pottage, that I would sell Art Bell out for an interview and a pair of glasses and God knows what else. I made a joke to Nori, and yes, we do correspond back and forth, that I sent a joke, if you gave me a couple $1,000,000 for my own show, I do have cats and a girlfriend to support, and he laughed. And here's his latest one of his latest posts to me. You know, George, I've become Teflon. We can all still learn and grow. All of us can. I'm always open to fair suggestions. When it gets mean-spirited, that's it for me. That's why I got upset with you. I see potential in you, and wallowing their muck brings you down. I've got 6 more years in an ironclad contract, and God willing, I'll go 5 more after that. It'll take me out to 2026. So there are Nori's secret plans, and I'm revealing them. But we have a site where people have forgotten about character assassination done to the person the site's devoted to. And I'm not talking about George Nori sucks. George Nori gets character assassination every day. Aliens shitting on him while Art Bell stands in the distance holding a coffee cup and smoking a cigar, and Nori has this look in his face. People impugning the basest motivations to George Nori. Not, if you don't like his show, if you don't like what he does, that's fine. That's a valid criticism. But I've seen some really vile stuff posted on there. And stuff about Art Bell, saying he's not going to come back, or he's going to come back and quit, or he's not going to succeed. And I've even seen posts, people say they want Art Bell to fail. But most of you may not remember that Art Bell had accusations of child molestation lodged against him after his child was molested by his coach. And his child wanted to be an FBI agent, and that went all to hell. He had accusations of being anti-Filipino when he married a Filipino, and now he's married 2 of them, and moved to the Philippines. And had to fight that because someone made it up in a newspaper. And the man even had accusations that he killed his wife, his beloved Ramona, who died next to him in an asthma attack. And I've got asthma and COPD, and you can die from that crap. And it never goes away. Once you get it, it can be a death sentence. And my 2 nieces had asthma as a child. I don't know how they're affected anymore, but they had asthma. But people on the internet can be positive or negative. I have people on Bellgab say I'm stupid, I'm a loser, I make excuses for my mother. When I talked to my friend Paul Mosslander, my friend Paul Mosslander worked for the VA for 20 years. And he helped my mother get not only benefits to my father when he was alive, fully 100% service-connected disability, he had 80, but benefits when he died. And he said, your mother was a piece of work. She could be very charming, but very difficult to deal with. And I had to deal with it face to face. I know what you, meaning George, has gone through. And I've known that man since I was 16. So these people say I'm blaming everything on my mother. My mother was a manipulative woman. My father was a batterer, not only of me, but of my mother. I had a nervous breakdown after he died because I thought I'd killed him. And I wandered the streets of San Francisco for 3 months in a daze, not realizing that his death was his own fault until we saw the autopsy in November. But for someone to impugn my integrity, and I lash out, and I will apologize for a remark about the microphone, but here it is several days later, I've gotten no inboxes, no emails from Redacted, nothing, saying, I'm sorry I impugned your integrity. There's a double standard on Bellgab. You can say anything about anyone with impunity because you're anonymous. Redacted is part of the MV clique. She's on Gabcast all the time. She said bad things about me on Gabcast. And Drone agrees with me. He heard them. So don't say she didn't do it, people. And one fellow, Justin, said she thinks she's queen of Bellgab and she runs everything. And I won't say the other words he said. You can imagine. And he said, you're absolutely right. What you did with the video, you took a stand against this sort of crap. And I did take a stand. And you've got to take a stand against this sort of stuff. People are using their own prejudice against you. I make more money than you. I've got a better job than you. I've got a better life than you. I live in a house and you don't. My health's better than you. You're on disability. You're scum. You need to die. I've had people actually tell me that. I should just stop taking my medication and die and save the taxpayer money, or I'm stealing money out of the wallet, all of which is bullshit. I have made bad choices in my life. I didn't save money because when I was young, there's a picture of little Chris posted to me when I was 20. I had no thought of the future. I was happy in July of 1972, and then everything blew up my face 3 months later. And I never thought in my mind, because I didn't have anybody to talk to. I couldn't talk to my mother. For one thing, she was never home. She was a nurse and was always at work. And when she wasn't at work, I was doing her housework, the cleaning, the cooking, the wash, everything. After my father died, she got me fired from jobs by screaming into the phone at the operator where I worked. That's the kind of crap I had to put up with. I dropped out of law school because of that. And because my dad died. I had a year and a half of law school at Lincoln Law. I'm not some dummy. And then one of the hosters said, well, if you'd taken the offer up from Bill Gates, you would have bought and sold me like a slave. I said, I don't do that. That's not my nature. I did take the offer from Bill Gates. The woman went, give me the money to go to Albuquerque. Now, if I'd thought about it back then like I would now, I would have gone to Paul, borrowed the money from him, and gone to Albuquerque and would have been a rich man. I wouldn't be doing these videos. Actually, I'd be doing videos, but I would have done social commentary about something in a far more professional state than my bedroom. Oh, and I looked at my finances. I can buy the tripod mount next month. I can't buy the new Sony camera, but I think when I do buy the Sony camera, it will be the 4K camera, not the regular camera. That's about $500. And my asking for donations, people bitch about that. And I don't have the money to buy everything in the world. I'd love to. I would also love to give money to cat shelters, dog shelters, homeless shelters, because we treat the homeless and veterans. We have millions of veterans wandering the streets here in this country after Iraq and Afghanistan that are homeless, and we have boarded-up houses all over the place. We have boarded-up houses here in Martinez that could be used to house somebody or house a whole homeless family. But for some reason, we board them up, and they stay boarded up. I don't know if it's drugs or what the hell. But saying stuff with impunity about somebody because you're prejudiced against their lifestyle, against their income, against their weight, their broken glasses, and Nori is going to pay for my glasses. And I offered to pay him back, and he said, no, you don't have the money, and I'll do it. I didn't make that offer, he did. And I don't know if he's going to pay for the tickets to San Mateo. I'm going to ask him. But people don't think, they think also I'm name dropping when I say I correspond with Nori. I correspond with a lot of people. Richard C. Hoagland. I've inboxed back and forth to Art Bell. It's not a name dropping. It's not bragging. It's a fact. I don't do it to impress anybody or whom I've met in my life. I just mentioned, hey, I met this guy or I met this woman. Or I did this. I don't make it up. I have no reason to make it up. Is it getting me a better apartment? Is it getting me a house? Is it getting me millions of dollars? Hell no. I might do that if it got me money to get out of here into a bigger place, so the place I could hire a housekeeper and a personal organizer and a maid. I'm not doing it for that. I do these videos to inform, to enlighten, to have fun, and to comment on things I find interesting. And as I said before, if you don't like them, you don't like what I do, don't watch them. But the haters watch my videos. The people that don't like Falky dote on every word I post on Bellgab. And they also dote on every word that George Norrie says, for good or for bad. And they listen to his show. And you know what? George told me he loves it. They're listening to me and they're keeping me number one. Now, I don't know if he's number one. I guess in his time slot he may well be number one. But it's kind of stupid to listen to a guy you can't stand. So, Redacted, I'm going to formally demand your apology. And I'm not going to take the video down because it made a point. But I do apologize for the microphone remark. You've made me furious. I wouldn't sell out to George Norrie no more than I'd sell out to Art Bell. Although I'd be more inclined to, if I were to sell out to Art than George. Because I love Art Bell. I love Art Bell like a father and like a brother. We're too close in age for him to be a grandfather. I'd love to meet Art Bell. I'd love to have dinner with him. I'd like to hang around with him. But somebody said he thinks Art Bell is more of a loner. He probably wouldn't do that for the whole weekend. But it might be fun. He might do it. I don't know what Art thinks about me. I know he's seen my videos. I know he's read my inboxes. He's replied to me. But I'm one of his biggest fans. And I'm just tired of people calling me stupid. I'm not a stupid man. I made stupid choices. Partly because I didn't have any to bounce it off of. And partly because I was frequently so much in despair I couldn't think straight. Because every day you get told from the age of 5 to 62 that you're stupid, that you're worthless. I live a dissolute life and other crap that my mother would say to me. You feel like crap. You don't want to do anything but go crawl into a corner and feel like you're going to die. And that's one other thing. These people on Bellgab and the former Red Book used to attack me. They have no empathy. They don't know what it's like to get sick, that you're coughing your guts out. Or to have an asthma attack where you're choking. You have to inbox someone in Texas begging them to please do you a favor and call your girlfriend. She can take you to the hospital because you can't get any air in your lungs. They have no sympathy. They have no empathy. They have no milk of human kindness in them because all they do is hate. And the people that make stuff up on the internet, once they make it up, it's out there. And like Art Bell, and I'm not equating myself to Art Bell, so I don't want that canard thrown at me. That I think I'm Art Bell, because I'm not. I'm just me. I'm just George. But they make stuff about Art Bell, and it gets passed from person to person to person through the rumor mill. And even when those allegations are disproven, the rumor mill twists it, and people believe it's the truth. And that's the whole problem with internet trolls like Redacted, because she did a trollish thing, and I don't care what you think about it. They say something like that, there I've said it, I'm going to get flack for it. Well, you know what? Redacted, you said it, you got flack for it, and then everybody took your side. A few people took my side. But I still don't understand why. I haven't any interaction with you. I maybe have written you one inbox. I'd have to look at my inboxes on Bellgab. I don't have anything to do with you. I don't know you from a hole in the ground. I don't know you from Mel's hole. But you chose to say a horrible thing about me. Why? What the hell did I do to you? And that's why I lashed out in anger. I was furious. I'm still mad in hell about it. So that's as far as I go. I got told I better do the video and soon. Well, I'm doing the video. And if you don't like this video, well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take the other one down because it made a point, as my administrator Justin said. You took a stand. Yes, I did. I didn't do it right because I was angry in hell, and I should have done it in a more calm manner and waited. But it made me furious. And I told Nori about it when I did it. And people said, what would Art think? Well, Art will think what Art thinks. You think he hasn't been furious about the people that attacked him, where he had lawsuits, he had to fight for his reputation? I don't have lawsuits. I don't have lawyers. I just got a camera in a bedroom. All right, this is a guy from Pittsburgh. I'm done with this. I'm not going to talk any more about Redacted. But I'm sure as hell not going to further apologize to she issues me a formal apology for impugning my integrity. And if you don't like it, you can put it where the sun don't shine. And you probably won't like my saying that either. Well, my dad used to use that phrase all the time, and it was a good phrase because you know what it meant. In other words, it means you can go to hell. And people like I said she should go to hell or go in the boiling pits of sewage. What am I supposed to say? Oh, thank you, Redacted, for impugning my integrity. I really appreciate it. No way. All right, I'm done. This is a guy from Pittsburgh saying Free Art Bell, Free Art Bell's Bumper Music, Free the Duck. And I'll catch you next time. And think about what you say about people because, everybody on the internet that you impugn, that you make rude remarks, nasty remarks, call them stupid, have feelings. Art Bell has feelings. Even George Nori has feelings. Oh, yeah, one more thing. That's the biggest political thought crime on Bellgab, to say something nice about George Nori. To think that something about George Nori might be nice and worthwhile to talk about. Because the people on Bellgab that hate Nori can't imagine he has a nice side. Because all they do is dwell on their hate and live to hate. And there are a lot of haters in that board. There are a lot of good people too. I count a lot of them as my friends and supporters. And I love them for it. I'm not defending Nori. I'm not getting excuses for Nori, what he does on the air or off the air. But he does have some good qualities. You guys are too blind to see it. And I have good qualities, and the haters of me are too blind to see it too. All right, I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.